Hello, everybody. It's me, Biggles. Yeah, I was going to. So I've been thinking about doing like a talking show on Friday nights, mainly because I have been like struggling wanting to play other games. Um, because I don't know, a lot of games are bad, and most of the games I've been playing are old, and some of them I kind of want to wait for a remake. So I've been kind of not really playing them. But I was like, "You know what? I haven't ever played Final Fantasy VII. Like, I've played Final Fantasy 1 Pixel Remaster, Final Fantasy 16, and then I think 14's the MMO, so I played a little bit of that. And then I played some of the remake of 7, and because it wasn't turn-based, I really didn't like it, so I was like, "You know what? Let me play the actual original Final Fantasy 7." And I couldn't log in. I had to create a Square Enix account. So I tried to create a Square Enix account and I tried to log in through my Steam because that's where it would be, is through my Steam. And Steam was like, your password's not working. So I tried to reset my password and then it wouldn't let me reset my password. And then when I reset my password didn't work. And I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Why is none of this working? Like, what the fuck is going on? Can something just work right, please, for me? Uh, so after 40 minutes of trying, I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Let me just do this. I'm just going to pick this fucking EV Mux background because fuck it. Um, they can I make myself bigger? Yeah, okay. Um, they like Steam didn't work, and then I was like, all right, I finally got it to log in, and I went to go log in on Final Fantasy VII. And when I went to log in on Final Fantasy VII, it would not actually connect to the controller, even though it said it should have. So I couldn't get it to connect to the controller. So I'm just like, what the fuck, man? I'm never going to actually get to play this game. And then on top of that, on top of that, there was like the game froze, so tried to control alt delete so I can delete or like close it out and get it. But then the task manager got stuck behind the fucking Final Fantasy and I couldn't do anything. So I literally couldn't do anything to play this Final Fantasy game. And then I finally got it to close and I tried to reopen it to, try again. And this stupid fucking thing was like, "You can't have more than one open." And I was like, "Well, I don't have more than one open. That's why I'm able to actually click the fucking thing where it lets me play it." So I gave up after 40 minutes. I was like, "Fuck it. It's not worth it. Let me jump into the show that I'm not prepared for, that I didn't want to like, that I didn't know what to do." And I kind of was just going to like talk about stuff that happened. I'll get into the story that happened last night a little later. I tweeted it or posted it on X or whatever the fuck it's called now. Um, and if you have seen it, you'll know what story I'm going into. But yeah, so 40 minutes of trying, I couldn't get Final Fantasy VII to work. So now I'm doing a show that I didn't do. Now, uh, I kind of saw this, from Crimson's Twitter, right? Uh, Crimson is 100% right here. Let me add this and see if I can get this to work. Why? No, I want this to be the bigger one, right? Okay. So we have Crimson here, uh, replying to a person who's like, unpopular opinion. Taking your job seriously is a sign of low intelligence. Now, that's not an unpopular opinion. That's a fucking low IQ opinion. It's a fucking retarded opinion. It may be unpopular, but no one's like, "Oh, you're smart," or no one argues that taking your job serious except for this person. And Crimson goes, "Hi, I'm a guy who builds and fixes homes for a living. If I don't take my job seriously, people are at risk of injury or damage to their property. I work at a company that if I fuck up and you're my customer, you can get arrested for tax fraud. So if I take my job like it's not important at all, you could suffer. You could go to jail, right? Because I wasn't taking my job seriously. Now, maybe they like basketball and they think like LeBron James is the smartest man in the world because he doesn't take his job seriously and he's the face of the NBA. You know, he was on a podcast complaining that he has to play 21% of the games or he can't miss 21% of his games in order to get a all all team thing, I think an all team player, right? Or all league or whatever the fuck it's called. Fucking forgot what it's called already. Um uh and it's like, dude, that would be like me missing I think it was 50 days of work. So if I missed 50 days in a work a year, like would you that's 50 there's 52 weeks in a year, right? That would mean I would miss one day almost every week, right? Uh, so doing that is it's fucking retarded, right? So I'm here with Crimson. I was like, this is it's not an unpopular opinion. You're fucking retarded. It's the most retarded thing I've seen all day. And since I'm having a bad day because Final Fantasy didn't want to work, and then yesterday, what happened, and I'm just yeah, I saw this and I thought, yeah, let me talk about that. And I thought it was fucking stupid because that is a fucking retarded ass take. Now, we did talk about all the anime on Monday, so I didn't so like I don't know how much of it I want to talk about, but I also have this one for like a jack of all trades. So I don't know if we're going to talk about this one tomorrow. Um or not tomorrow, on Monday. Um, but this was the best episode and the worst episode of the series. Why was it the best and the worst? Well, the best because it had like the best animated fight. The fight was enjoyable, but the fight was also stupid as fuck. All right, listen. They struggled for this is the boss from the 92nd floor, right? They've only made it to 90 or they've only made it to 94. So, they they mentioned that they kind of struggled with it and it was all Oren's fault, right? Because they don't pay it. I need to stop saying right when I'm talking. They say it's all Oren's fault because they're so full of themselves and think they're the best fucking party ever because they made it this far. And even in this episode, he's kind of saying, we kind of struggled, but I have to be able to solo this. So he doesn't let anybody else help him, and he solos this fucking dragon that's on the 92nd floor. So the 92nd floor on this is stronger than the 100th floor that the other person that replaced him cleared from the other dungeon, and he just solos this. And they make it so he struggles a little bit soloing it. Like he should have struggled a lot, but he boosted himself 32 times like stronger than what he is, right? Oh, fuck, I did it again. And he goes and he hits this thing, doesn't work. And then he doesn't actually make himself any stronger throughout the entire fight. And he doesn't really do any damage to to the dragon. Yet somehow he makes himself heavier at the very end and is able to kill the dragon. And Selma, who's supposedly the strongest enchanter, just realizes that she's a fucking weak piece of shit, right? She's not actually strong. She's just trash. This dude just soloed a boss that killed their strongest member, and they're supposed to be the second strongest party on the continent. Like, it is fucking retarded. I don't understand. But the fight was good, but it also shows that he doesn't the rules of this world don't apply to him. He can make his own magic, no one else has ever thought of doing it, and apparently it's because it's too complex, but never once does it show that he's smart. It just shows that he worked hard to learn it. Well, if he worked hard to learn it, why did no one else go to learn it? Selma, the redhead, who's supposedly the strongest enchanter on the continent, who revolutionized everything in this world. That's the reason why he became an enchanter and got kicked out of his party. Uh, Apparently can't figure it out either, and it shows that she's smart. It shows that she's like she thinks all this stuff through. But nope, she can't do it. He's he's 10 times stronger than she is. Like I don't this episode ruins all the world building that they tried to set up in earlier episodes, and then it just makes every fucking character look like they're fucking stupid, useless, and pieces of shit. Now, I know Arceus said something about like, sure, he's overpowered, but is he really? Like, yes, yes, he is. He just showed that the strongest or the second strongest party, now the strongest party because the strongest party doesn't have Orin anymore, um, is fucking trash. Like they can't do shit. Their strongest person died to this, and he just fucking solos it, and like it's nothing. And it was, I think it was a fucking joke, and like completely breaks the rules of the world building, breaks the rules of uh their fucking magic system, breaks the rules of everything that they set up before. So it was the best episode by visually and the fight, but even the fight, if you actually think about it, it's fucking bad because nothing applies to him and he's just going to solo it. Like if he let Selma help him and they actually won together, I probably would have liked this more. But to say like your party struggled before and now you're using the hero's best move, which is the only reason why he was the hero, and you're using it and you're like, well, mine's not gold, it's black though. Whoa. Like it's fucking retarded. All right. So that's there on that. I think my doggy wants to go out. Um, Little guy cries whenever he's not with me, so I have to let him be here. All right. So what did I just do? What did what the fuck just happened? Why did it add me again? Um, that was weird. Um, that was weird as fuck. All right. I just watched a new anime. All right, do you want to go outside, puppy? Uh huh. Or do you want to come over here? All right. So I just watched a new anime. Um, I, I don't even. It was like the Marksman. Uh, it wasn't like I think it was like a 2019 anime. All right, let me let the crying dog outside. All right, so I just it was like Mark Marksman. Uh, I don't know. I can't remember what it's called. It's like Marksman of the. I guess I could pull up Crunchyroll and see what it says. All right, I just watched a new one called uh, Lord Marksman. Lord. Okay, so I just watched this one just because I saw a clip of it and it seemed interesting enough. So I went ahead and watched this one. It's called The Lord's Marksman and Vanadis or whatever. I cannot tell you the names of the countries because I cannot pronounce them correctly. It even has a dub that pronounce them for me, and I can't pronounce them. But apparently, the redhead goes to war against these battle maidens right here, and they outnumber them 25,000 to 5,000 people. And in this anime, he he kind of they all get fucking destroyed because this chick can control the wind. This is Snow. She's just like a bodyguard, and she has like holy magic. It looks like she can heal and create barriers. So she kind of plays like a priest. Um, so I watched this just because I liked the clip, and they get completely obliterated in this war, and he tries to like stop her from like cleaning up all the survivors, and he starts shooting at her, and I guess his tenacity made her kind of like fall in love with him. So she's like, "You're going to be my prisoner," and all this stuff. And she takes him back to the thing. He's shooting. They give him a bad bow, and nothing really works correctly. But then he shoots like an assassin from like far away in the foot. It's 300 whatever their units of measurement are in there. Like I think they said like args or something. Uh, and he shoots him in the foot while he's running away. And he's like, "Do you want me to shoot him again?" And she's like, "No." So he's like a great marksman, right? He can hit anything. He ends up getting this bow that was his father's that has like magical power, so it can even increase his strength. Um, but when he gets taken, uh, when he gets taken prisoner, he's not really a prisoner because she's kind of like in love with him. Um, can so she's kind of in love with him, and it works. Or hold on, what was I saying? She's kind of in love with her, or she's kind of in love with him. So that's why he's not like treated as a prisoner. And uh what happens then? So he's not treated like a prisoner. And one of his loyal attendants like kind of breaks in to try to tell him that his town's under attack. So he just straight up asks her, like, "Lend me your army so I can go save my country because all I care about is saving where I grew up." So basically, the whole thing becomes like a war for war for like his country. They fight dragons. Uh, they fight each other. Like the girls fight each other, while all trying to like interfere with the politics or whatever. And it was just kind of fun, you know. There was nothing really amazing about it, like, but I enjoyed it, and it wasn't another kicked out of the party. It wasn't. It didn't feel like a very generic fantasy because like these are battle maidens, right? They're not elves. They're not dwarfs. They get their powers from their weapons and they're chosen for their might. So uh, like this is a wind sword, and I thought it was kind of cool. I really liked the world building of it. Oh, it's from 2014. That would kind of make sense. Um, so like if I was to like put this and do like a review of it, I'd probably give it like a 73. Uh, is there any graphic language? A bit. There is one dude who swears before he dies. Okay. How much violence? A bit. Not really gory, or not a lot of gore, but there was constant war. Is there any political bias? No. Is there nudity? Yeah. N- Bath scenes and some uh, some almost SA, but then he gets shot. Um, is it family friendly? Uh, Maybe. It depends if naked outlines that don't show anything is considered not family friendly. How much I actually enjoyed this a good amount. There we go. So I will put a bit more. All right, what did I think? I thought this did a good job of telling a romance story during wartime against your enemies. Wait, hold on. I can't fucking spell that word apparently. Enemies. Okay, I was right the first time. Against your enemies, kid finds a way to convince the people who just dominated him in war to help save uh, his lands he rules over. Uh, I can't say anything really bad about this show. I mean, the animation is from 2014, but I think it does a good enough job to where it doesn't feel like I am watching a slideshow. Um, so yeah, that's going to be that's my review of this one that I just randomly start picking animes to watch. Um, and it's only because I'm like I don't want to do as many videos because I can't record videos most of the time because I haven't got to move into the new house yet because there was like a bunch of stupid shit that slowed it down. So I wasn't able to get into the new house yet. So recording is awful because whenever the TV's on, my microphone picks up the TV, so I can't. I'll have trouble editing that out. Um, Everybody in the fucking house talks so fucking loud because we're all Italians. What the fuck keeps happening? Um, it it keeps like, am I disappearing or what? Why does it keep? I don't know why it keeps doing that. It's fucking annoying. Um, but but yeah, there was that. Let's see. I also watched Chaos Dragon. I didn't like that. That was kind of ass. I watched 100. I know I've talked about that. That's one of the worst animes I've ever watched, and it has one of the most annoying characters I've ever watched. And then somehow they get together, even though she's like a super stalker chick, and really obnoxious and really annoying, and not worth any of time. I watched Infinite Dragonen, or that was interesting. That one was. Let me see if I can. Uh, and it's like a okay. Here, I got the thing of it. Okay, so it is a VR world. Um, it is a VR video game where the if like anything is possible, right? So if someone dies, like even the NPCs, they die for good, they never come back. So you have these three dudes on here, which I don't want to spoil really who one of them are, just in case you want to watch. So these are maiden weapons, basically. It's like their partner that they get. These are maiden weapons, and basically, if you're a maiden, you believe like the people's lives matter, um, and they're actually real, and this isn't an actual video game. So it has some cool world building for what it is. Um, and then his this guy's brother uh is like dressed up as a bear. And one of the reasons why he didn't win the first war is because he's like, man, I couldn't go in because I didn't have my bear costume, and then everyone would recognize me because I made my character look exactly like my real world counterpart. Um, so it has some funny stuff. It has some interesting characters. Uh, I think the this maiden chick right here is actually pretty cool. She turns into like a sword that can like return damage. So the more damage she takes, the more damage they can deal. Uh, so I thought this one was fun. If I had to compare which one I liked more between this one and the last one, I would probably say I like this one more. But I wouldn't rate it much higher. So I think I gave the last one a 73. I'd probably give this one like a 75. Um, Now this one had better animation because it's a newer anime. Um, and I would say the world is a little bit more interesting. Uh, and Ian Sinclair is like the main bad guy in the first season. Now it's never going to get a second one because it didn't do anything to sell any mangas or anything or light novels. So it kind of failed. Is there graphic language? I don't think there's any. How much violence? Someone gets decapitated. Oh, one gets decapitated. Um, is there nudity or sexual content? I don't think so. Maybe. I don't remember um any political bias. None. Is it family friendly? I would say it's very friendly. And I would say it's got a little bit more. I don't remember anything that made it weird if someone walked in on me watching it. Uh, I had fun watching it. Another VR world uh, where stuff that happens in the game actually matters. And now I kind of think of Shangri-La Frontier, SLF, um, because when you complete stuff in the world, uh, when you complete stuff in the world, uh, events like the world changes. Which is what they're trying to do with, like, Ashes of Creation, but I heard that already flopped. I heard Ashes of Creation already flopped, and it's only in, like, early access, and people are already like, "Nope, they fucked everything up, I'm done." Um, so it kinda feels like, SLF in a way, not as good as Shangri-La Frontier. Shangri-La Frontier is awesome. Um, uh, yeah, so one thing that's cool about this one that uh, what was I what was I man, I completely forgot. I like spaced. Oh yeah, Ian Sinclair is the bad guy. Um but oh man, I completely lost my train of thought where I was going. Ian Sinclair is goaded as the villain. Uh, there's an I somewhere in villain, but I never remember where. Okay. As the villain, just some good fun to watch. Um, but there is how do I say this? There's like a power system where like you can only get certain ranks if you do stuff. Um, it doesn't feel um or one thing sorry, I remember now. One thing that's really cool is what you do in the real world can affect this. So, like, his older brother is like a martial arts champion. So, like, his fighting skills in the game get like a huge bonus from him actually knowing how to fight in real life. So, I think that's pretty fucking cool. Um, and I don't know. I think it's fun. So, I'll probably Fridays. I think I might do like an hour of just me like talking about stuff that, I've either watched what I'm doing. Oh, so I watched Try Nights. I did the video. Check the anime tape with Coach Biggles. That's my new series where I ask for uh, suggestions. Now, the suggestion for this week, or not for this week, but the Thursday after, is going to be Medalist. Now, I think Medalist is probably the best sports anime I've watched. Um, now, would I say it's my favorite anime? No. But would I say it's just as good as Ace of the Diamond, which is one of my favorite animes? Yes. Yes, I would. So I watched one of the worst animes ever because it was suggested. So I watched it and I talked about it. And I put as much effort into that video as they put into their anime. Uh, Now I was going to do some more stuff, throw in clips and have some other stuff throughout the thing, but that's basically like a slideshow anyways. So it's not worth showing any clips. And I think they reuse a lot of the clips, like old Digimon from 1999 would be like they do the same Digivolve at least like twice an episode, and then they would do it in all the episodes and just reuse that. I kind of felt like they were doing that with a lot of the rugby scenes, and then they just changed the colors of the jerseys. Like, uh, it was one of the worst things I've ever watched. Uh, but Medalist, which I'm super excited for, is going to be a little harder because recording the screens and the clips for that is going to be really hard because I don't have what it's on. Um, so I have to find a way to get clips. Maybe I'll have to like search uh like YouTube or something for clips for it, or search search somewhere where I can get clips for Medalist. But that's going to be the biggest thing. I could write the script like today. I could probably freestyle Medalist uh and just go straight just talking about it, how it is, like, can you learn the sport? Well, not in season 1 as much, but in season 2, they literally have a whole episode where they are just teaching you the sport of figure skating. Now, I had no idea anything about figure skating, like, everything I knew about figure skating was, from Blades of Glory, the Will Ferrell movie with the guy who plays Napoleon Dynamite, whatever his name is, uh and that's what I know about figure skating, and that is a comedy that has really nothing to do with figure skating, uh, unless there really is stalker people like, Nick Swartzen, uh, in in that show or in that movie, but yeah, so it is it's, like, fantastic. I know I still have this up. Let me remove this and go all to me again and see if this thing fucks up like it did the last times I've removed anything from there. But I I really did like, Medalist, so that's going to be the next video I do, for Check the Anime Tape. Now, I have recorded and edited a video for Holy Grail of Eris, but it's like the first 2 episodes, and now there's 4 or 5 episodes, and I feel like I should have done it, and I haven't been keeping up because honestly, when we added the new you have to watch these ecchi animes. I added in the ecchi anime, and then I was watching like 30 plus animes at the start of the season, and now I'm down to like 17 or something. Um or no, maybe a little higher than 17. 21. I'm at 21. And some of these, like, I don't even watch the day they release. I wait till like right before I have to go and talk about them on the show. Um, so I really haven't had the focus to make some videos. Now I should be making shorts for these to check the anime tape, but the last two animes weren't really that fun for me. Um, so like making the shorts for it are like, uh, do I really want to do that? Like the first one, uh, Keijo, was definitely I should have made a bunch of shorts on that. That one was a fun one. Being able to talk about a makeup sport, and the best thing is that one did like the. I know we joke around sometimes that the shonen mangas and like all this we don't or and the animes we don't always need a training montage, but we do. Listen, we do need to see them train because if you don't show them training at all and you just say they trained like they did in Hero Without a Class or Classless Hero or whatever the fuck it was called, Hero Without a Skill or Who Needs Skills, or if you just say, "Oh yeah, they train now, they're great." It doesn't give you anything. So, even if it's just a short little montage of like 10 seconds, you at least know they worked. Don't tell, right? Don't tell me that you trained all this thing because once we hit episode 4 of that Hero Without a Class or whatever, he literally he was literally copying moves just by seeing it the first time. It's like, well, now you're just fucking stupid because apparently these other people can't do anything without their skills, and because you don't have a skill, you can learn anything just by seeing it. You don't even have to work at it anymore. And that's fucking retarded. When you don't have to put in any work for power scaling, it's fucking stupid. You know why I like Dragon Ball Z as much as I do? They're always fucking working to get better. They're always fighting to get stronger. They're always putting in the work. Um, like like solo leveling. Okay, so solo leveling, not a fantastic story, especially from the anime because it cuts out like the stuff that makes you want to care about the characters. Now, Sun Jin Woo, right? Yeah, that's his way, right? Sun Jin Woo, right? I think that's his name. He at least trained, right? He went through that entire castle, worked really hard, and what makes him overpowered is he's the Shadow Monarch. So now he has all these minions that can fight for him. Um, like having Beru is going to be like kick ass mode for like the rest of the thing. Um, uh, taking that A rank adventurer and turning him into your shadow because you're like, I'm going to let him die and then I'm going to steal his soul. Like, you know, him being the Monarch makes it so he's OP, and now you never really have to watch him struggle, but he had all that grind and all that work to get up there, and he was even grinding his ass off when he was F rank, but because he was the weakest hunter and how your skill level determines everything in that world, like he wasn't able to like he was getting smashed by things that like a child could beat in other realms, like in other worlds. So at least he had it showed that he trained all this, and then he got super overpowered because he's a shadow monarch. Um, Now vigilantes, we got Knuckle Duster back, which I'm super excited. Hopefully, he's in more. Uh, I would love to see him accidentally punch Koichi in the face and be like, "Oh, Koichi, sorry." But at the end of the episode, where he's like, "Is there something I'm supposed to do?" and then he made a joke. But next week's episode, it looks like we're going to get Ozawa Eraserhead flashback. I don't know how much I'm looking forward to that. Um, there was a so there's a couple other animes I watched recently. Um, I watched the Records of Grand Crest War. Uh, that was interesting. I thought it ended pretty good for the 24 episodes that it did. Um, I was kind of interested in that. I wouldn't I'd put it in that 7 range of the other ones that I just did. It's probably the best out of the 3. I watched Unnamed Memories, and I liked it, but I also hated it, so that would probably be, like, somewhere in the 6s. Uh, which Unnamed Memories is also one of the reasons why Trapped in a Dating Sim, uh, was delayed as long as it is to April. Can't wait for April, man. I can't wait. But I don't hold that against it. I just thought all the time travel and changing of the stuff was fucking dumb. Uh, I watched Saving 80,000 Gold in Another World for my retirement, which, funny as shit, uh, that was told to me by the doctor. The doctor told me I had to, told me I should watch it. It's funny. And this girl's, like, manipulating people so she can try to get gold. She's, like, selling shampoo, and the girls are like, "Oh my god, this is amazing." She, she sh she ends up sending, like, a US mercenary-based group to fight, like, dragons and shit. Oh, dude, it's awesome. Um, I would give it in the 8s. I f I fucking thought it was so much fun. Now, like, the main character kinda annoys me at times, but overall, it was a lot of fun. Goodbye Dragon Life was interesting. I did like how he cared more about the village than going anywhere. Acidica of a rogue hero is basically uh, failed knight and Astrus Wars, but from the creator of New Testament Sister, so you can get an idea of what that's about. Yeah, that's all I can think of that I've watched recently outside of the things. There was another Sentence to Be a Hero episode, which I really enjoyed. Uh, I didn't realize that it was over when it ended, and I was like, "Shit!" I like the new intro or the new character that they introduced, the assassin. Uh, he's a little annoying, like talking wise, but fun character. Uh, oh, okay. So now, now we've gone for what is it, 40 something minutes? 42 minutes. Okay. Now we've got 42 minutes in. Time for what happened to me yesterday. So I go to my niece's soccer game. Now, I rarely go I rarely go to my niece's soccer games, not because I don't love her. It's I hate soccer with a passion. Um, and I even make fun of Blue Lock, which is actually pretty good. Um, but I just don't like soccer. And it's not enjoyable for me. So I went to my niece's soccer game. My niece uh, has like a broken wrist, and this was her. It would have been her last game as a senior. So they had this big event for the seniors. So I made sure to go for my niece, and I'm there, and I'm by my brother-in-law, my sister, my nephew. Um, my mom's there, and then the other grandparents of my niece's side are all kind of next to me, right? And there's this guy who's standing there, uh, and he goes, "Oh, it's good to see you again." So I'm like, "Oh shit, this is probably one of my sister's friends who I've met like a bunch of times, and I don't really know, or I don't remember who he is." So I said, "Oh, hi, how are you doing?" Like just like trying to be nice, and he asked me what unified class I was in. Now, I have no idea what this means, right? Absolutely no idea. And I was like, I graduated before these kids like were born, right? I'm not in any classes. He's like, "Oh." And then we ended up talking about like where I went to high school, like what I like I played sports, what he coaches at school. And I was like, "All right, well, it was nice meeting you." And I go and walk away. Well, my nephew goes, "He thought you were autistic." And I go, "What?" He goes, "Yeah, he asked you what, special needs class you're in." And I was like, "He did?" He's like, "Yeah, that's what he meant by what unified class are you in?" And I was like, "What?" He thought I was in high school. Like, so I'm almost 40, right? I turned 37 this year, so I'm way closer to 40 than I am to 30. Um and I've been out of high school, uh, 18 years, right? My 20th year reunion is coming up, and I just have to say, I do not look like I am in fucking high school anymore. Maybe like 5 years ago, I people were like 5 years ago, I worked at a restaurant still, and there were high school girls who thought I was in high school with them, and I had to explain to them that their cheer coach, who I knew in middle school, is younger than me. And then they're like, "Oh, okay." So, I maybe like 5 years ago, if I still got confused for, like, high school, early college, but I don't look that anymore. Maybe because I'm shaved, but I have a fat face now, and I have a couple, like, gray hairs. So it's like, I didn't know a single high school kid who had gray hairs, and I'm like, "Okay, whatever." But I wasn't even offended that he thought I was retarded. I was more offended that he thought I was in high school. I was like, "Dude, I am not in high school. Like, if any of these girls talk to me, I have to run away, okay? I don't want anything to do with any of them." Um, and I was just like, "Man, he thought I was in high school." And everybody else was like, "Man, they thought you were retarded." And I was like, "Dude, I get called retarded every day." So being called retarded by some random man I've never met before in my life is not that shocking, okay? I get called retarded on Twitter all the time. Um, but I was just like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" Like, I am not in high school. I'm about to have my 20th year reunion, dude. Like, can we not say I'm in high school? Um, ooh, there was where I didn't bookmark it. Damn it. Okay, let me Grand Blue Fantasy is getting either like a massive DLC or a like a new game, right? Now, if you watched the channel before, I have played this game, or at least the original one, on PlayStation. So Chunk and I are probably going to get back on this. If I can, I'm going to get the collection or collector's edition like I did last time. We're going to get it on PS5 because it's not cross-platform. So uh, Narmaya, right here, Narmaya, if you can see the name, she is voiced by Brianna Knickerbocker. So any chance I can play her, I do. I had over 1,000 games with her. Um, but let's see. Beatrix right here is a new character. So right now there's the closed demo, so I'm going to try to get into that so I can play. Um, I think this character got unlocked at the near the end of the game last time. Let's see who else is. Uh, so this Seophon is going to be a new character. So these four are new characters, new playable characters, and I can't wait to get this again. Like, the new Sword Art Online game that came out that everybody said sucked? It was like a bad version of this. I'm just hoping they fix the gotcha mechanics a little bit. Because is this a 5-man primal burst? Does that mean we have 5-man parties now? And I can have 5 of my friends play with me now? Uh, but yeah, dude, what really sucked is we just if it went cross platform, then I could have played with, like, Lethal, I could have played with some other people, but, if it comes to playing with, uh, Chunk and, like, if it comes down to playing with Chunk or someone else, I will buy the PlayStation version just so I can play with Chunk. Um, and I almost bought this again on PC when it was on sale, but by that time, the player number was so low that, like, I couldn't actually play with anyone. So I was like, "Ooh, that sucks." But yeah, I'm excited for this one. Um, was there I'm afraid to see what scrolls up uh by scrolling Twitter. This might actually be scary. So let me remove this and see if I can find something else to talk about. Apparently Fire Force episode isn't in Japanese. That's weird. Why would they have the dub before the Japanese sub? Um, the guy who played Ted finally had his first kid in How I Met Your Mother. That's cool. Okay. Where is this? Where is this? Where is this? Uh, let's. Oh, I guess I don't see it anywhere. All right, so I was going to get the. I was going to get the All Justice or whatever the new. Uh, you should call the show name pending. Just should call the show name pending. uh, the Biggles presents name pending with special gay guest Skizzles. Man, if having Skizzles online to talk might be the most scary thing I could ever do. I have to worry every time he's fucking on on a stream with me when we stream. But what's up, Swigs? Oh, Swigs. I said this a little earlier in the video. I don't know if you were here, but I went to or no, did I? Maybe I texted you it. I got called a special needs kid in high school, a high school special needs kid yesterday. Um, and I was like, damn. Uh, but yeah, so I think this might this might be a common thing where I just kind of talk about what kind of happened, what's going on. Uh, maybe I'll ask some people to come on. Like maybe I'll be like, "Hey, Swigs, do you want to come on and talk about stuff?" Or be like, "Hey, Chunk, you want to come on and talk about stuff?" And just kind of shoot the shit about what's going on. Because uh, that My Hero All Justice game, I was like, "All right, let me check it out," because they did a lot of stuff that makes it like each character has their own feel. Now, I saw some of the characters, some of them. I wonder if it's made like I don't know if it's Unreal 5 or whatever. I wonder if they took a lot of the stuff from My Hero Ultra Rumble and just threw it in there because like some of the fighting looks just like the moves in there, and some of the world looks just like it. Uh, you can pass for a 30-year-old stuck in high school with Down syndrome. Thanks. Thanks, you fucking asshole. Uh, uh, but everyone's saying like it's ass, and like the delays on online are fucking awful. And if I was gonna get it on PlayStation 5, where most of these anime games, that's where their player base is PlayStation 5. There's times where it drops to 3 frames per fucking second. Like the performance is dog shit. And I'm just like, no, I'm not going to spend my money on this game now. And then people are like, yeah, this game's going to die in less than a month. And like, I can't, I could get it on Steam because my computer could hold it and play it no problem. And I highly doubt I will get to 3 frames per second on my computer. I can run like games like Baldur's Gate 3 uh, on ultra settings and still and like not see anything, or like these high stupid graphic games like no problem on my PC because it's a fucking monster. Um, but the fact that most of the games that don't have crossplay, if your primary base is on console, it's like playing retarded shit because consoles get bad or worse frame rates, right? And people that are defending, like I saw someone defend 30 frames per second. Be like, you guys are just complaining that you get 30 frames per second. And I'm like, yes, we should have 60 frames per second minimum, right? And I don't know. I wanted the game because I thought it seemed like it could be fun. And then someone said, uh, kind of like someone talking me into spending $60 on a game that we will play all the time. Which game did I make you do that to, Swigs? Which game did I make you do that to? We can probably go play that game if you want. I don't even what was it? What game was it? Pokemon Violet? Dude, we played it for like nonstop for like 6 days. And then I randomly go on it to like battle people. That's not my fault, man. You played with me and Chunk for like 90% of our playthrough, okay? And we were just going. We were just having some fun. Um, let's see. Is there Let's go. I think that's everything because this stream is kind of a what are we going to do? Do they even still do raids? Yeah. They still do they still do raids. Um but like they did the Legends ZA and the Legends ZA was fucking ass. I don't People are like, "Oh yeah, look, Pokemon did something completely different." And then it fucking sucked so much dick that everybody was like, "Digimon finally beat him. Let's go." Um and I was like, "Fuck yeah." Let's see. Can I redirect? Um where's Is it a Nomi stream? Where is it? Oh, I'm not following on this account. I'm not following on this account. Hold on. Um, all right, let's try this again. Uh, this is a fundraiser stream, so they can go to MegaCon, which I am still trying to find a ticket that's affordable to fly there, and I keep getting fucked. Uh, no, no. All right. Up. You can't redirect to Nomi. Okay, that's fine. I miss the old Game Boy style of Pokemon. They only do open world now. I know. I don't need an open world Pokemon game. Just give me a linear one. Or if you're going to give me an open world one, make it a fucking what's it called? Uh make it an MMO where we can go to any region we want, catch any Pokemon we want, and just go balls deep. And then anytime you want to add a new one, you can just add to that game. All right, so there's Nomi's thing. They're trying to do a fundraiser to pay for MegaCon, so make sure to go there and have some fun, guys. All right, thank you. Bye bye.